I don't even know if I'm supposed to enjoy this anymore. This is a product that I learned to start loving again in 2023. And I felt like that was a year business was really starting to pick up, and they were starting to gain some momentum, and, things were starting to make sense. You know, you started to see, better storylines start being formed and created and cultivated. And you start seeing more characters really start to flourish, like a Cody Rhodes and a Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, a Roman Reigns, a Jey Uso, a Drew McIntyre, even a Seth Rollins. You even have The Rock becoming the final boss. So we really started to see a shift in WWE. Once Vince McMahon was booted out, Triple H was now running creative. But now it's at a point, we go into 2025. Yeah, we got some momentum because they on that high from a successful 2024. Now business may still be booming, and the interest could be still high. But for us wrestling viewers we're online, we talking about this, we're covering it, we're making videos about it. For a lot of us, the wrestling fatigue is real. Okay, I got serious wrestling fatigue. And where wrestling, for me in general, it's not worth watching. It's not worth sitting through 2-3 hours of my life to dedicate to mediocrity. Okay, it's not worth my time. Like WrestleMania 41, it all started with that, and that just reopened a case of post WrestleMania fever, fatigue, which is a real condition that a lot of us experience, such as myself. And I expected this pretty much. I expect not WrestleMania. I expect the WWE to suck during a period in which they are cleaning the slates, and they're on a how do I say it? It's like they're going back to the clock, like they're just starting things over again. But here's the thing, right? And we've gotten so conditioned to, like, the post WrestleMania slowdown period where things suck for a few months. But here's the thing about that. Back in the day, it was never like that. Did you feel fatigued? Why? Let me ask y'all a question, right? Let me ask y'all, real wrestling fans, viewers, a question. A lot of y'all older wrestling fans, some of y'all watch my channel and look at my videos. Let me pose this question, right? Ever since 1985, from 1985 all the way to, let's say, 2000 and 2011. Let's go with that year, to 2011. Did you ever once feel wrestling fatigue or some type of post WrestleMania fever syndrome, where now you're tired of it, it's no longer piquing your interest anymore? Did you ever feel that from 1985 to 2011? Anytime you were watching wrestling in the months from May to like August, right? Those months is what we call them the slowdown period of the WWE. Have you ever felt that from that time span? Let me know in the comment section. I would like to know. Because I guarantee you that a lot of Ruthless Aggression era fans, Attitude era fans, you didn't have no wrestling fatigue. You didn't. Business was still booming. The shows were still interesting. The shows were lit back in the day. Even in the PG era, like the beginning years of the PG era, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Like it was still lit, and they were still riding off of a high of all those successful years, and still maintaining a pretty decent amount of people watching and tuning in weekly. And back then, we're talking about 4 to 5 million viewers a week. Compared to now, it's they can no longer reach 2 million anymore, right? So for a lot of those people that dropped off, those millions of people that dropped off from the PG era, which is 2008 onto now, that's a lot of people that dropped off, that had that fatigue, and they just no longer care to sit through and waste 2 hours of their life anymore, because they got more important stuff to do with their time, and it's no longer worth investing. So it's like those wrestling fans that are older, they've seen the best years. They've witnessed and they've watched the best years of the product when wrestling was great. I think a lot of us, we have really lowered our standards as wrestling fans, and it's no longer great. Let's just call it like it is. This shit sucks. Wrestling today, it sucks. The wrestling fatigue is here and it ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So for me, I don't care to watch Raw. Yes, they can, yes, you got your prime stars. You have your talent. They have a great roster. So does AEW. And AEW's trash. AEW has a long way to pick things up. They can pick up some momentum for Double or Nothing. They can put on a great show for Double or Nothing. But does that mean AEW is going to just be saved and people are just going to start watching again? No, because they got a long way to go. In order for us to view their product as being great. So for us that are now watching today, we need to really heighten our standards for what great is in wrestling. You know what I mean? We need to make wrestling great again, man. And I'm talking about in all aspects, not just the main event stuff. Not just with what Cody Rhodes is doing right now. It can't just be about Cody Rhodes. It needs to be great in all aspects. From the tag team, from the women, from characters, top to bottom. Everything needs to be delivering on all cylinders. The problem today, right now, is that the landscape is starting to shift a little bit, and a lot of wrestlers are getting injured. A lot of wrestlers, they're getting hurt. Their bodies are, they're not holding up pretty well. And it'll get to them. It'll definitely catch up. All that time on the road, traveling, bumping every single week, that shit will catch up to their body. Like, we got so many injuries right now. It's crazy. Are they putting out decent storylines, angles, and arcs? Sure. But a lot of things that they're doing right now, it's not popping. It's not creating a buzz. That's the issue. The Rock created a buzz at the Elimination Chamber, and he killed that buzz after WrestleMania was over. From what he said on Twitter to Dave from Busted Open Radio, that tweet that he sent to him concerning about wrestling's and work and this and that, kind of breaking the fourth wall there. Him not tying loose ends for the John Cena heel turn that he pretty much started. And so, with that being said, there has just been a fatigue that has gotten bigger since that point. And so, I just need wrestling just to be interesting again, just to create buzz again. But I don't know what's going to do that in today's wrestling.